In the twilight of the Mughal era, Hyderabad stands as a city drenched in opulence and allure, enticing all who come to its sun-drenched streets. The vibrant bazaar pulses with life. Merchants peddle silks that shimmer like water in the midday heat, while spices lend an intoxicating tang to the air. In the heart of this metropolis rises the majestic Charminar, its sentinels casting long shadows as the sun dips below the horizon. Among the throng is James Kirkpatrick, the British resident. His attire is not the stiff regalia of colonizers, but a flowing ochkin, a testament to his immersion in the land he now calls home. Kirkpatrick is no stranger here. He converses fluently in Urdu, his fascination evident as he partakes in a mashera, the poetic symposium that enchants him with verses thick with the scent of burning incense and the melodic cadence of ghazals. Yet this devotion to the culture is not without cost. When British officials arrive, their powdered wigs stark against the vibrancy of Hyderabad, they regard Kirkpatrick with disdain, aghast at his abandoning of imperial conventions. Their condescension is palpable, yet James remains unfazed. As Act 2 unfolds, love blossoms amidst these lavish Mughal settings. Moonlit gardens serve as a backdrop to the heart's desires, and James's affection for Courtesan takes root. Their connection is articulated through tender exchanges of Persian poetry, a palanquin procession beneath the stars. It is a union that transcends borders. A fusion feast forms another scene, where Indian and European dishes are served on silver platters, epitomizing the blending of cultures dear to Kirkpatrick. He oversees the construction of the Residency, a mansion that marries Palladian architecture with Mughal flourish. Within, however, Kirkpatrick wrestles with a duality, duty to the company's empire and his profound connection to the Indian subcontinent. His soul straddles two worlds. Act 3 escalates the tension. Political intrigue slithers through the Durbar, whispered conspiracies threatening the cautious peace. Shadowy figures plot, the specter of war looming large. James's cultural immersion becomes a peril. Accusations of treason fly, his lifestyle scrutinized as evidence of corruption. In the climax, amid the jubilant chaos of a grand festival, Kirkpatrick faces a defining choice: his allegiance or his love for Courtesan. Key scenes linger in memory, the camera weaving through a Hyderabadi bazaar alive with colors, a close-up on Courtesan's henna-adorned hands as they pluck at a sitar's strings, a tense Durbar meeting with the Nizam surrounded by courtiers in jewel-toned robes. Finally, a lavish wedding ceremony unfolds, a riot of color and music, Kirkpatrick's internal struggle captured through fragmented images, a British uniform poised against the rich folds of an Indian shawl, Courtesan's serene visage at its heart.
In the tumultuous 18th century India, powerful empires teeter on the brink of conflict and change. Here, amidst the grandeur and greed, emerges a tale suffused with love and politics, where hearts and crowns teeter dangerously close. The story opens with a sweeping panorama of the Indian subcontinent, an animated depiction of shifting territorial boundaries, narrating the geopolitical complexities. At the heart of this political cauldron stands the imperious Nizam, his dominions stretching far and wide. His close aide, the tactful Aristuja, plots masterfully to maintain control, while the ambitious Lord Wellesley of the East India Company charts a course for dominance. In this charged milieu, the Residency serves as a microcosm of ambition and espionage. Spies trace every move, codes are exchanged under the cloak of night, and diplomatic skirmishes shadow the air. Against this backdrop, the forbidden love of Kirkpatrick and Courtesan blooms, a secretive symphony of stolen glances and hushed vows. His political stature offers him a delicate advantage, yet this burgeoning romance becomes both his instrument and Achilles' heel. Courtesan, with poise and grace, navigates the familial intricacies and courtly machinations, aware of every potential betrayal. Amid rising tensions, pivotal negotiations transpire. Treaties are penned, armies assembled, ambitions laid bare. A betrayal rears its head, threatening to unravel not just the tapestry of political alliances, but expose the clandestine lovers. Catastrophe strikes. A rebellion explodes with fire and fury. Assassination trails the night's shadow, and whispers of impending war resonate across palaces. Kirkpatrick finds himself at a crossroads, torn between duty and heartache. The story crescendos into a final confrontation within the Grand Durbar, a tempest where love and politics violently collide. The clashing of ideals spirals into a breathtaking showdown, immersing the viewer in a world where destinies are intertwined. As cavalry charge and elephants adorned in finery march, a tense tableau unfolds, showcasing the convergence of European and Indian military strategies. The climactic moment crystallizes as the camera captures each sorrow-laden face. In this tale, love is not simply a refuge, but a castle besieged by the winds of ambition and desire, a poignant narrative where a clandestine affair holds the power to reshape empires forever. The morning sun cast its gentle rays over the bustling Indian city as the ship docked, a vessel of British characters eager, yet wary of the land's vivid unknowns. First to step ashore was Captain Thomas Elmes, a young officer, his eyes scanning the horizon, torn between duty and a rising yearning for the mystery that lay beyond the crisp white outlines of his colonial past. Behind him, Henry Groves, a seasoned trader, muttered under his breath, preparing himself for a hard-nosed approach to profit amidst the pandemonium of India's markets. Sarah Collins, the curious artist, followed with her sketchbook clutched to her chest, her heart already dancing to the unseen rhythm. The streets of India were alive with a cacophony of sounds, rickshaws clattering, sellers hawking spices, temples echoing the melodious call to prayer. This whirlwind of sensory delights hit Thomas like a wave. He felt an instinctive pull towards exploration, yet his British propriety held him back. Meanwhile, Sarah's eyes widened with admiration, already capturing the vivid colors and swift sketches, each stroke breaking more barriers than she anticipated. Henry trudged along, his skepticism masked by the thick scent of turmeric and incense. As days turned to weeks, their paths diverged. Thomas fell into a routine with his regiment, but found himself lingering longer at the dusk-lit market, entranced by the aromas and warmth of this Indian life. At night, he crouched over books, learning Urdu, each word a step further from home. Sarah shed her British dress for a flowing sari, her art evolving with intricate Indian motifs. Yet her heart was entirely taken by Aman, a local craftsman whose tales of the ancestors wove themselves into her art. The transformation was not without its challenges. At the holy festival, Thomas watched as colors erupted around him, engulfing him in a surge of unfamiliar joy. His stern facade melted away under the vibrant hues, but doubt lingered. Were they merely guests, forever outsiders? Henry's pursuit of trade led him into moments of prejudice, confronting the very biases he clung to, realizing the price of cultural arrogance was isolation. Instead of recoil, he found unexpected kinship in a shared meal of biryani, a spice-laden conversation revealing more wealth than his ledgers could. A crisis erupted, a rebellion hinting peril, forcing choices. Return to British soil, or stand as bridges between worlds they now straddled. In the dead of night beneath a canopy of stars, Thomas decided his place was here, not as an oppressor, but as one who understood the strength of dual identities. In Aman's embrace, Sarah found the harmony she long pursued. Their union was a testament to what could be woven when love trumped divides. In the fading light of an Indian evening, as the city thrummed around them, each character stood at peace, paradoxically both more themselves and entirely transformed, embracing a new dawn. Their story was one of layered identities, of finding balance amidst divergence, and with it a powerful, quiet triumph that sang in unison with the land they had come to call their own. In the heart of bustling London, Dr. Amelia Hargrove, a distinguished historian, finds herself restless amidst the grandeur of the British Library. A faded miniature portrait, tucked away in an old book, catches her eye. It leads her to an aged letter, the ink barely legible. It speaks of love, of cultural synergy between an English officer and an Indian noblewoman. It's a spark that ignites Amelia's passion, driving her to uncover stories buried beneath colonial narratives. The myths surrounding British India have long portrayed colonizers as bearing the white man's burden, casting themselves as superior. Yet Amelia senses the whispers of a forgotten chapter, the White Moghuls, romantic tales of notable figures forsaking their identities for love and camaraderie across cultures. Her investigation into the past feels akin to walking through a maze, where each turn reveals another clue, a hidden archive in a dusty alcove, a local legend whispered in the shadows of Delhi's Red Fort, an obscure reference lurking in the margins of a forgotten diary. As Amelia delves deeper, her journey weaves through time, unveiling the intertwined lives of James Kirkpatrick and Cara Nissa, their romance amidst silk and spices, a testament to Anglo-Indian blending. The starkness of present-day archives contrasts with the vibrancy of their era, a palette of colors, music, and warmth trapped in time. Amelia stitches together fragmented tales with care, confronting the ignored reasons for historical erasure. Colonial propaganda sought dominance, while Victorian morality shunned such cultural mingling, perpetuating a sanitized narrative. Yet resistance looms large. Academia remains skeptical, clinging to entrenched interpretations. Amelia grapples with biases etched into sources, battling the heavy cloak of historical silence. In a breakthrough moment, she uncovers evidence that confirms the White Mughal phenomenon. The discovery breathes life into ghosts of the past, challenging the narrative and unveiling complexity. The climax unfolds within the hallowed halls of academia. Amelia unveils her findings, painting a vivid tableau of human connection forged in defiance of imperial boundaries. Her audience, a tapestry of scholars and descendants, watches as history finds its voice. In the final scene, Amelia stands before a collage of faces, both ancient and modern, emblematic of the rich cultural heritage now recognized. It's a moment of historical justice, a tribute to those who dared to defy norms, and the promise that their stories will no longer be confined to whispers. Amelia smiles, sensing the past is no longer lost, but a powerful lesson acknowledged and celebrated. In a bustling city, renowned for its melting pot of cultures, tensions simmer beneath the surface as the diverse community grapples with its own prejudices and misunderstandings. The narrative unfolds in a university campus, where a seasoned professor, Dr. James Cartwright, is on the brink of revealing his research on White Mughals, Europeans who once assimilated into Indian culture, promoting harmony during the tumultuous times of the 18th century. Amongst his students, we find Samira Khan, a passionate young activist, Daniel O'Reilly, a heritage-hungry history buff, and Fatima Ali, a British Muslim with roots deeply entrenched in both worlds. Their personal biases and preconceptions reflect the microcosm of today's cultural clash. A dramatic altercation erupts during an international conference, stemming from a misunderstood political statement. Samira and Daniel are thrust into an intense debate about cultural identity, each representing echoes from their ancestors. As tensions rise, the scene seamlessly transitions to flashbacks of the 18th century. Here, Lieutenant Colonel Kirkpatrick, a British officer, and Cara Nissa, a noblewoman of Hyderabad, weave a tale of love defying convention against the backdrop of cultural integration and acceptance. Dr. Cartwright's lecture serves as a wayfinder for the students, highlighting the enduring relevance of the past, drawing parallels to their own lives. He urges them to navigate their differences, delving into the challenges of engaging in meaningful conversations, understanding that preconceived notions are barriers they must overcome. Act 3 heralds a crisis. A shocking hate crime shakes the community, forcing the students to confront their deepest fears and prejudices. Fatima, in particular, faces a betrayal that tests her faith in humanity. In this climax, they must choose between remaining in their silos or forging new relationships shaped by empathy and understanding. A momentous scene unfolds as Samira and Daniel find common ground through the shared experience of music, a universal language that bridges their cultural divide. The story crescendos into a celebration of diversity at a community festival, where the characters join hands, embodying the lessons of Kirkpatrick and Care Nissa. The final scene captures a luminous symbol of hope, a mural depicting the two lovers from centuries past, reminding everyone of the timeless power of empathy and the enduring possibility of a harmonious future.